What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Live Wealthy back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at Zoom stock. Now, Zoom is a company that has really taken off during the COVID-19 pandemic as more people are working from home, and the need for reliable video chatting software and screen share and all that has really come into play. Now, what I'm going to be taking a look at is just a little bit of how it's sort of grown over this coronavirus pandemic, and more so what I saw with some recent price action and the pattern that I sort of see potentially developing as we move into the next few weeks. Now, if you enjoy these videos, please go ahead and drop us a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out as I'm trying to grow, and comment down below what you think the outlook of Zoom stock is in the near future. And now, getting right into it, taking a look at the Zoom chart and going to the one-day chart, we saw that, it didn't really have a great day on Friday. It was down, I'd say it was pretty even, only down 16 basis point, 0.16%. After hours, down 0.41%, which, I mean, in most cases, we saw a big drop after as well. I think it was because Trump was, there was news that Trump will now be taken to the hospital, so that was seen as like a negative sign for the stock market. But one thing that I do want to show is, I just kind of want to compare it to some other big tech names out there. So, keep in mind this 0.16 and 0.4. So let's just say 50 basis points, 0.5%. When we compare that to Microsoft was down almost 3%. Amazon was down 3%, a little bit more if you count after hours. And then Apple was down 3.2, but almost 3.5 once you count after hours. So when you compare it to those, right, or Nvidia, which was down 4%, but when you compare it to those, right, the fact that it was basically even for the day is not that bad. And another thing that I want to point out is if we take a look at all the indexes, right, the Dow was down 134 points and another 82 after. We gapped down, right? And then I talk about this in my Apple video yesterday, so feel free to watch that. But we were able to fill that gap, right? And then kind of fade out throughout the rest of the day. S&P was a similar thing, but NASDAQ, which is a tech-heavy sector, wasn't even able to recover that, which shows that there is somewhat of a weakness happening currently in tech stocks, right? And the reason I go to say that is because Zoom is a tech stock, right? So if we go back to Zoom, right, and we make this comparison, first of all, we gapped up, which every company that we just looked at, the major tech names, the major indexes, they all gapped down. It pushed up, right? And now if you take a look at Microsoft, sure, you can, say Microsoft pushed up from 208 to 210 as well. But for Zoom, we're talking, 488 all the way to 507. That's a pretty decent push. And then, we faded. But, it was very difficult, in my opinion, for Zoom and those interested in Zoom to sort of fight the selling pressure. I think that's what we were seeing, is just a lot of selling pressure, a lot of uncertainty in the market currently, which led to a lot of people selling. That doesn't necessarily mean that, Zoom is as weak, I guess, as other companies, right? As we've talked about, it's doing a lot better than some of the major tech companies, tech names that we just looked at. So what I want to kind of show you guys is, so actually let's take a look at the year-to-date chart, because wow, right? Like, we're talking a company that was in the 60s at the beginning of this year, now almost at the $500 mark. So if you had invested in Zoom, you would have, 8x'd your money, and the year isn't even over yet. So crazy growth. A lot of companies really took Zoom in, and it's seen as a really great software for companies and employees working from all over the place to sort of connect, sort of screen share and hold their video conferences that way. And it's really taken off. Now, taking a look at the hourly chart, what I kind of want to show is a pattern that I sort of saw developing, and I've been looking at this pattern for a while, and I thought maybe Friday was the day it took off because I saw relative strength compared to the market. Everything was down, Zoom was up, so I thought, boom, this is a pattern going into effect. But then unfortunately we saw heavy selling pressure, and Zoom was no exception to that selling pressure. So what I want to draw is, I want to draw a horizontal line. Oh man, I accidentally pressed the 2-hour button. I want to draw a horizontal line right there, and then I want to draw a trend line all the way over here, and then kind of draw it downward. So what we see here, right, is after this huge push up from 480s to 523, we've been making the same lows, right? So we've held our resistant levels pretty well, but we are making lower highs. And what that does is it's a consolidation pattern. And eventually what's going to happen, it's going to get so little, the pattern is, or the space, assuming we continue this pattern, the highs are going to be lower. It's a bullish consolidation pattern, and then it'll cause it to break out because it's right now it's able to move, come back down, move, come back down. Well, pretty soon that movement is going to be so little, right, that it'll have to sort of make up its mind. And with the way Zoom's going, I'm sort of expecting it to go up. I would not be surprised if it were to not only take out these 529s that we set over here, but push even higher than that, right? Because unless the coronavirus is ending anytime soon, and even after the coronavirus ends, well, it won't really end, but I'm talking like a vaccine, some cure for it, so we can slow the spread or slow people dying from it, right? But I don't think that we're gonna go from not going to the office to everyone rushing into the office. And I think even as people go back into the office, Zoom is something that a lot of companies are probably going to keep around as their video software platform of choice, even after the coronavirus pandemic is over. So I think Zoom is kind of around to stick, or Zoom is here to kind of stick around, right? But yeah, that's something I wanted to share. So I'll be taking a close look at it. I'm not saying that this is going to break out Monday or even in the next week. I think it kind of depends on A, this trend continuing, and B, what the overall market looks like, right? Hopefully with this upcoming week, as I've talked about multiple times, we have Amazon's Prime Day on Tuesday. I think the following week, not this week, but the following week, we're gonna get the iPhone. So I'm expecting this week us getting an announcement of the iPhone, like the official Apple announcement. Everything has been a rumor so far. So I'm, expecting, hopefully, right? Unless we get some really bad news with the stimulus just not passing, or COVID getting worse, or something with Trump being super serious or super critical, since all those things add a lot of uncertainty to the market. And so it's really hard to sort of fight the selling pressure as people are looking to cash out and lock in their profits. But assuming that we kind of see a return to normal sometime soon, or maybe a pass of the stimulus bill, which adds more liquidity to the market, and Zoom continues to make this pattern, then I'll be closely watching it to see it breaking out, and then hopefully I can get in either a little before it breaks out or during the breakout process, and hopefully take advantage of that. So yeah, that's all I had for you guys today. I just wanted to kind of share what I saw with the Zoom stock. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like on this video, comment down below if you are in Zoom or are looking out for Zoom breaking out once again, assuming the pattern continues, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Please share this with anyone who you think might be interested to watch videos like this on stocks breakdown. That's all I had for you guys today. Hope you guys all have an amazing weekend. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.